I supposed to do? Never leave the house?
I paid extra for the biggest room in the Silverblood Inn. I need space to stretch deep. Who? Don't know her. Guards dragged that Forsworn's body away, though. Last we'll hear of that.
We're not fighting, we're just... Why don't... Did you hear all that noise outside?
It's just the market rabble. We should get back to work. You there, if you're here to trade, step up to the counter.
You need to leave now. Elizabeth handles the customers. I just check the shipments.
No, I'm not Arnleif. Yes, I know it's called Arnleif and Sons. Oh, by the divines, is it that obvious?
You need to leave.
I swear, if my Gunnar was alive to see me now, this store would finally be on its feet if I hadn't lost my last shipment to the Forsworn attacks.
You need to leave.
A specially made the Bella statuette. You aren't for hire, are you?
You need to
A
leave
sellsword?
now.
I'll pay you if you can recover that statuette from the Forsworn.
You need to leave.
Thank you. I'll have a sum of gold waiting for you when you
You
return.
need to leave.
I inherited the store from my husband. His
need to
father
leave.
was Arnleif. My husband, Gunnar, died about 5 years ago.
You need to leave now.
Forsworn attack. I miss that stubborn oaf.
You need to leave.
No, as if trade wasn't poor enough. Now there's violence in the
leave.
streets. It was the Forsworn, wasn't it? I lose
You need to
dozens of shipments every season to those barbarians. Now they're in the city?
You need to leave now.
Gods help us.
Dragons breathing fire in the sky. We'll handle things from here. Move along.
Inn has plenty of strong drink, and this is the Silverblood Inn. I'll let you figure out who owns it by yourself. Boley finally got someone out here. Well, it's about time. I've been waiting for weeks. Well, thank you for bringing it, I suppose. Have a good day. What? Oh, how could I have possibly forgotten? Your reward of... Here you are. So sorry about that. Ah, yes. Rented the nicest room we had for a whole month. I think she's sitting by the fire. Poor girl. Here, take a look at this. Some of the Jarl's men came by and left this bounty letter. Did you hear? The Hall of the Dead is closed. Brother Veralis isn't the most popular man in town right now. Got a witch hunter in town from the priesthood of Stendar. Keeps asking questions about that old abandoned house. Degane the beggar got himself kicked out of the Temple of Dibella. Caused quite the ruckus. Degane the beggar got himself kicked out of the Temple of... Degane the beggar got himself kicked out of the Temple of Dibella. Caused quite the ruckus.
I'm sorry.
I'm what you'd call a soldier of fortune.
Busy from everything.
Aye, she's by the fire. Watch your back, friend. Better yet, pay me to do it for you.
I'm sorry. I'm still a bit dizzy from everything. Just visiting. I had some business here, that's all. Was it that obvious? Damn. I must be losing my touch. I'm one of General Tullius's agents. I was sent to investigate the Treasury House and the Silverblood family. They own Sidna Mine, one of the toughest jails in Skyrim. I was hoping I could buy or steal the deed, but I don't think that's how things work here. Mark my words. Thonar Silverblood was behind that attack in the market. Somehow. Rather not talk. I have to head back to Cyrodiil soon.
You, snooping around, asking questions. Back off. You don't want to know what happens to troublemakers here. Die!
Thought I heard something. his family. He's becoming a real menace.
I have to wonder, what does the Dragonborn do once he's summoned by the Greybeards?
Bloody enough for you, outsider?
No one beat to it? Can he skill?
Markarth, is it bloody enough for you? If I was threatening you, believe me, you'd know it. You outsiders never learn. If the Forsworn don't get you, the guards will throw you in Sidna mine to work your fingers off. Think that's water in the river? Blood and silver are what flows through Markarth, friend. Jarl is who you want to talk to. As long as you don't mind going axe to axe with a bunch of Daedra-worshipping savages who practice the dark arts. No. I live in a nice house in solitude, where the air isn't filled with smoke from the silver smelters. And been here ever since I left the Bard's College. Turns out a few muscles earn more gold than a damn... The Silverbloods pay me, let me crack a few skulls, and keep the guards off my back. That's all I need. It's right there in the name of the most powerful family in Markarth, the Silverbloods. They have a whole mine filled with prisoners to dig up silver ore, get smelted by workers they pay, and they own half the city. I work for them. The inn is named after them. When the guards make an arrest, they check with them first.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Do you know anything about this house? Seen anyone enter or leave? Seems no one in this city has. I'm with the Vigil of Stendar. We believe this house might have been used for Daedra worship, eagle rites, and so forth. I was actually just about to head on inside. Be good to have someone watch my back. Follow me, and keep your eyes open. Daedra are powerful creatures and tricksters. Never know what you'll find.
No. Remember, you're the new member of the Companion, warned outsider you what? Fetch the meat. Warned, outsider.
Can I help you? The Warrens isn't a place for your type. Oh yes, I know everyone who sleeps in the Warrens. Kind of the one who passes the keys around. I guess someone else will be taking his room now. Sorry, but you don't exactly belong here. Trust is hard to come by here. But all right. That's right. Welcome to Markarth, traveler. Thank the Divines you can choose to live somewhere else. Uh-huh. Warrens ain't for you. Trust me. You want something from me? Yes? You want something from me? Yes? Yes? Hmm?
You don't know anyone here who doesn't have rattles or ataxia?
I said, Holmes, you backbiter! Give a crippled worker a helping hand.
Aye, a whole heap of it. You see that temple? Way up there? All them women keeping to themselves? Won't let poor Degain in, nope. Not even for a look. But they've got a treasure in there. Gold statue size of a child. Who knows what they use it for, but I know what I'll use it for. Well, let's not put it like that. Wouldn't want the Thieves Guild catching wind of us, eh? Nah, just creep in and have a go at taking it out. I'll be here and pay you half of what you'll be helping out an old beggar, and the divine smile on that sort of thing.
You've been digging around where you don't belong. It's time you learned a lesson. Someone who doesn't like you asking questions. Come on, let's see what you're made of. I'll have your head! God, no! Lucky kid. You mangy piece of pit bait. I was sent by Nepos the Nose. The old man hands out the orders. I was sent by Nepos the Nose. The old man hands out the orders. Nepos is in charge. That's all I know.
God might get nervous. A man approaches with his weapon drawn.
Fresh food. No wood rot on the furniture. Someone's been here. Recently. But the people I asked say no one enters or leaves. Wait, did you hear that? I think it came this way. That's it. Something's inside the house. Come on, we're getting to the bottom of this. Come out. I know you're here. There's another door. See if you can get it open. Stendar's mercy. This isn't an ordinary Daedra. We have to get help.
Weak. He's weak. You're strong. Crush him.
You first. Come on. Let's go. Get out of my head, Daedra.
You will kill or you will die.
I don't want to die. I can't die here. Daedra has us. It's you or me.
Yes, your reward is waiting for you, mortal. Further down. Yes, further into the bowels. So close, your prize is waiting. Did you think Moleg Bal, the Lord of Domination, would so easily reward you? What do you see from that little cage? Speak! Yes, it's an altar. Men would come and sacrifice the wretched in my name. The weak would be punished by the strong. But a Daedric lord has his enemies, and my rival Boethia had her priest desecrate the altar until you came. Revenge? No. I want submission. I want the priest who did this to bend his knee and give me his soul. He comes by to perform Boethia's insulting rites at my altar, but he's been missing. Captured and bound, left to rot. Save him. Let him perform his rite one more time. And when he does, we will be waiting for him.
Try to hide it all you want. I know you're in the Thieves' Guild. So do the other gods.
Out of my way, outsider. Why are you bothering the outsider? That's about the only harmless thing you can do in this city. And once you've had your fill of mead, do us all a favor and go home. Bother someone else.
Just here to work.
The Treasury House is really just for patrons of the Silverblood family. You don't belong here. I'm afraid he's asked not to be disturbed. He has important business. Oh, I'm sorry to keep you. Head right in. It's an old family, very well respected throughout the Reach. The Silverbloods run nearly all the lands in this hold, as well as the local inn. And of course they own Sidna Mine, the finest prison and source of silver in Skyrim. You want Thonar Silverblood. He handles all the family business. If you're here to talk politics, though, you'd want his brother, Thongvor. He spends most of his time in Understone Keep. For one, the landowners of the Reach. It goes without saying that they rely heavily on us for our silver and support. All the miners, farmers, and laborers in the Reach get their daily wages through us. Nepos the Nose handles that part of our business. He has a way with the workers. I have records I need to tend to.
I'm married to Thonar Silverblood. Keep that in mind while you're speaking to me. My dear Vagrant, we're the only family worth knowing in Markarth. We own everything in this city. And guess who owns the Silverblood Inn? Not that we named it that. The people just insisted. He's the real head of this family. He may not be the eldest, but all the work that keeps us respected is handled by my Thonar. Yes, I was bored talking to you anyway.
You just let old Nana know if you need anything. All right.
What are you doing here? I told them no visitors. What did you expect? That no one was going to notice you butting into business that wasn't yours? The guards know who holds the purse strings in this city, and I don't like snoops. Markarth is my city. You have no right looking into my business. Now get out.
What? By the car!
Oh, my wife. They killed her. Damn Madanach. Damn his forsworn backside. No, you're not. You want to know what the Forsworn really are? They're my puppets. I have their king rotting in Sidna Mine. He was supposed to keep them under control. Madanach, the king in rags. While we were off fighting the elves in the Great War, Madanach was busy ruling over the Reach, until Ulfric came and put them down. When their uprising was crushed, I had Madanach brought to me. He was a wild animal, but a useful one. I offered him a stay from execution if he used his influence to deal with any annoyances that came up. Competitors, agents, idiots. So I've let him run his little forsworn rebellion from inside Sidna Mine. Now he's out of control. You already got what you wanted, you damn hound. You and Madanach are animals, and I'll see you both rot to death in Sidna Mine for this. Now get out of my house! Get out of my house. Now.
Blood and silver, friend. blood and silver. Yeah.
I trust you're not planning any trouble. What can I do for you, friend?
Excuse me. What's your business here? We haven't been expecting you, and the old man needs his rest. Come back some other time.
Wait. It's okay, my dear. Send him in.
Yes, Nepos. You heard him. Go on in.
I'm sorry about my housekeeper. She's a little protective of me. Now, what is it you want? Ah, yes. You've proven to be a real bloodhound. Well, you've sniffed me out. I've been playing this game for almost 20 years, sending the young to their deaths, all in the name of the Forsworn. And I'm tired. So tired. Because my king told me to. Madanach. When the uprising fell at the hands of the Nords, they threw him in the mines. I don't know how, but he lives. I get his messages, and I hand out his orders without question. Markarth and the Reach are our lands. That is why we are the Forsworn. We cannot claim the home that is rightly ours. But then, during their war with the elves, we had our moment. We drove the Nords out of the Reach in a great uprising. Then Ulfric and his men came. Those of us who didn't run were executed, except for myself, my king, and a handful of others. My dear boy, what makes you think you're getting out of here alive? You were seen coming in. The girl at the door is a Forsworn agent masquerading as a maid. You aren't the first one to have gotten this far. You won't be the last. He is the King in Rags, a man who once held all the Reach within his grip. He stokes the passions of the downtrodden in this city, directs them to kill the enemies of the Forsworn in our name. All from inside Sidna Mine, a Nord prison. The irony is quite thick. I'm sorry.
Come on!
Nothing. Fight him, please.
That's your back,
To oblivion and back.
Out of my way, outsider.
They say Ulfric Stormcloak murdered the High King with his voice, shouted, or fiddling with any locks around here.
I'm Bothella's assistant. She's the one you should talk to if you need
The hag's cure is here for all your... Comes with living to a ripe old age. People start thinking there's something magical about you. Then, the insults. Still, a little knowledge of plants and potions can get you by. Not that... See? I even have a little potion for the steward. Mind handing it over to him? Just say it should solve that problem he had. Thank you. Only that they break an old woman's heart. So many friends, so many kin, all lost trying to rebuild a past. Ah, so you're an alchemist then. Now, you let me know if you need a cure.
I'm Gorza's assistant. Gorza is the one you should ask.
Need a new blade? Tacitus? Boy's an Imperial. I keep showing him how to treat. In the Legion, the Imperial smiths used to read books when they couldn't set their hammers straight. If you find a book called The Last Scabbard of Akrish, would you bring it to me? Tacitus sure isn't learning by example. Thanks. Grew up in a stronghold. Every orc girl tended the forge at some point. Girl has to grow up, and life in the stronghold asks for a lot in return. So I joined the Legion, mastered my trade there. That's right. An orc stronghold. Kept to ourselves, lived as our ancestors would have wanted. Wasn't enough for me, though. I left. Didn't want to end up as the third wife of some lowly chieftain. Until next time.
Stay out of trouble, Uncle.
You're not one of my workers. What are you doing here? Oh yes, Waylon. Bastard could have at least gone crazy after we made our silver quota. Whatever you want to know, I don't care. I run a smelter. That... fine. I did notice something odd the last time we handed out the pay. Little extra slip of paper for Waylon. Took it right to his room after he got it. You want Garvey. He handles the keys for the Warrens. Every other day, seems one of the laborers runs off to the... You don't like the Nords? Fine. But pledging your whole life to killing them, that's just dumb. What? No. Thonar Silverblood owns it. But he hands all the paperwork over to Nepos, the Nose, to finish. That old man's back is heavy with burden.
They don't like us talking to people when we work. Really should talk to Mullish if you have a problem with one of the workers.
I can't talk. Mullish will beat me if I stop working. He's a damn tyrant, always being goaded by the Silverbloods to get more work out of us. They pay us next to nothing. We get beaten if we make a mistake. And where are our kind Nord rulers? What are they doing? You're gonna try to talk sense into that orc? I'll believe it when I see it. All right then.
These workers. What? Are you telling me how to treat my workers? Do you have any idea how much metal the Silverblood family wants us to smelt? All right, all right. You sound like a damn Legion officer, but I get it. I'll give him a break. This better not hurt our quota. Fight well.
I spilled just a... I don't believe it. Someone sticking up for us? Here, it's a week's wages for me, but you've earned every coin. All right then.
Try to... All you want. I know you're here. So do the others.
Are you looking for a gift for a friend, perhaps? My family came here centuries ago. But you probably wanted to know about the fancy carvings and stonework, didn't you? Here. I have a delivery I need to make to Calcimo. Why don't you take it to him? He knows the history of Markarth better than anyone. Thank you. He can be a bit difficult, but I'm sure he'll appreciate your help. Please, I don't want to talk. If you want answers, ask at the inn. She told me she was staying there.
Oh, don't try to haggle with me. Buy or leave. Ah, now that is a good question. Where does Hogni get the finest, freshest meat from all over the Reed? The answer is simple. Orcs. There is a stronghold nearby whose hunters can butcher a deer in a second. Now having an orc for a wife would be something, yes. Strong and bulky. Too bad they don't let people go beyond the walls. Let me show you where they are. Maybe they welcome you. Maybe they put an arrow in your face. Who knows? Do I look like a guide? Only thing I do is sell meat. Are you going to buy or not?
Let me guess.
When you need more meat.
You need a drink. Silver blood in.
We warned you, but you just had to go and cause trouble. Now you have to pin all these recent murders on you. Silence witnesses. Work, work, work. Same thing we do with all the other natives who want to change things around here. We had a nice little deal going between Thonar and Madanak until you and Elter started snooping around. Well, you wanted to find the man responsible for those killings. You'll have plenty of time with the King in Rags when you're in Sidna Mine. You'll never see the sun again. You hear me? No one escapes Sidna Mine. No one.
All right, prisoner. Eyes front. You're in Sidna Mine now, and we expect you to earn your keep. There's no resting your hide in a cell in this prison. Here you work. You'll mine ore until you start throwing up silver bars. You got it? Good. All right. Open her up. Now you, get down there.
What are you in for, new blood? Innocent. So was I, for the first one. The other murders were all me, though. My advice? Serve your time at the pickaxe and get out. You don't want to end up getting a shiv in the guts over a bottle of skooma. If you're asking, that means you're the new lifer. Tough luck, friend. Those guards sold you out, but good. No one talks to Madanak, I'm afraid. Not without getting past Borkul the Beast. And you don't want to talk to Borkul the Beast. Madanak's guard. Big, even for an orc. Heard he ripped a man's arm off and beat him to death with it. He's old-fashioned like that. Small blade, easy to hide. I mean, sure, you could just swing a pickaxe into someone's face, but people tend to see that coming. Got a problem with a prisoner? Get a shiv. Here Grisvar has a spare, if you could get him to part with it. They come in here once a week to clean out the bodies, grab any ore we've mined, and beat down the troublemakers. That's the only time when we get food, too. And if there's not enough ore mined up, we don't get any. Bottles of moon sugar. Khajiit use it as a Pick-me-up. A good way to pass the time. Prisoners smuggle the stuff in. Only currency we have down here. A Nord nobleman I served was stabbed in the night. Wasn't me, but I knew I'd be blamed. So I ran, joined the Forsworn, started killing, got caught. Now I'm here. Because life was better under the old ways. No Nords and their laws. One day the Forsworn will paint the walls of Markarth in their blood. All right then.
The new meat. So soft, tender. What was it like killing your first one, huh? Liar. Murder, banditry, assault, theft, and lollygagging. Guards brought me in about 12 years ago. Was running a good group of bandits up until then. But these Forsworn, they're nothing like the men I cobbled together. They're real killers. You want to talk to the king in rags? Fine. But first you gotta pay the toll. How about you get me a shiv? Not that I need one, but it's nice to have one in case I need to do some shaving. Fine. Go on in. But don't try anything in there. Madanach knows more than you think. All right, then. Get away from me.
Other prisoners get suspicious when we talk to each other. I'm a Forsworn. One of our raids went bad and I got captured. Would have been fine dying for the Reach with my kinsmen, but the Silver Bloods want their ore mine, so they threw me in here. Year 7, I think. Surprised I haven't cut my own throat out by now, but something keeps me going. See you.
Jarl decided I was too much of a problem. Ah, you want protection? I can get you what you need. Maybe you could do something for me first. Duak has a bottle of skooma, finest distilled moon sugar. I'm shaking just thinking about it. Thank you, friend. Don't worry. I'll have that shiv ready for you. The first time, thieving. The second time, thieving. The third time, thieving. It kind of keeps going like that. First it was 6 months, then a year, then 2 years. Now I'm in for life. All right then. I got locked up one too many times. Now I'm in for life.
I was sent here because someone said I was a Forsworn. Guards say I murdered someone. I was just sleeping off some meat in my aunt's house. That didn't stop them from arresting me. I don't even know who they said I killed. A couple of years. I wasn't a Forsworn when I came, but I joined up when I got in. Easier that way. Good day.
I swear, if I ever get out of here, I'm giving up thieving. Really.
What do you want? Of digging to do? I don't want to talk about it. Long enough. What do you want? Of digging to do? What do you want?
Jarl decided I was too much of a problem. Threw me in here with the Forsworn.
You give me one more look, and I cut you open. That schooner's mine. Getting the shakes, huh? All right, take it. Old gods keep you. Until next time.
I got locked up one too many times. Here's your shiv. Promise you won't ever use it on me.
What would you...
All right. I left behind my daughter, Uale, when I was taken.
Well, well, look at you. The Nords have turned you into an animal. A wild beast caged up and left to go mad. So, my fellow beast, what do you want? Answers about the Forsworn? Revenge for trying to have you killed? Do I? What about you? What right did you have to meddle in my affairs? Kill my people? Was it worth it? Your truth? You're one of us now, you see? A slave. The boot of the Nords stepping on your throat. Maybe if you understood that, I could help you. So many say that at first, until they realize the truth. If you change your mind, speak to Breg. Tell him I sent you. I want you to know how widespread the injustice of Markarth is. I had Markarth. My men and I drove the Nords out. We had won. So we thought. Retribution was swift. I was captured, quickly tried, and sentenced to death. But my execution never came. Thonar's Silverblood stopped it. He wanted the Forsworn at his call, that I would point their rage at his enemies and spare his allies. And I have. Humiliating at first, but I knew he would let his guard down eventually, that he would come to trust I was under control. This was our land. We were here first. Then the Nords came and put chains on us, forbid us from worshipping our gods. Some of us refused to bow. We knew the old ways would lead us back to having a kingdom of our own. That is who we are. The Forsworn. Criminals in our own lands, and we will cut a bloody hole into the Reach until we are free. Remember, it was the Nords who locked you up. Don't reach for a shiv around me or we'll both regret it. My story, huh? Everyone in Sidna Mine has a tale. Let's hear yours first. When was the first time you felt chains around your wrists? So you know what it's like to have your life in someone else's hands. Why should they get to decide? Isn't judgment for the gods? Do you have any family? Anyone waiting for you on the outside? I had a daughter once. She'd be 23 this year. Married to some hot-headed silver worker, or maybe on her own, learning the herb trade. The Nords didn't care who was and who wasn't involved in the Forsworn uprising. I had spoken to Madanak once. That was enough. But my little Aethra didn't want to see her papa leave her. She pleaded to the Jarl to take her instead. And after they made me watch as her head rolled off the block, they threw me in here anyway to dig up their silver. My daughter is the one who needs your pity. I'm just a poor Forsworn whose only regret is not killing more Nords before I was locked up. I'm not Monadnack. I was never a leader of the Forsworn. The only anger I can justify is my own. But every family in the Reach has a story like mine. There are no innocent onlookers in this struggle, just the guilty and the dead. Till next time.
You served your time by digging, so dig.
Do you remember the sun? Because you'll forget. Soon. Yeah, imagine hearing a story like that over and over. Each time a different family. Each time a different injustice. Your meddling above ground reminded me of how removed I've been from the struggle. My men and I should be in the hills, fighting. Huh. You know, I'm almost beginning to like you, but you haven't earned your place out of here yet. Have you met Grisvar the Unlucky? He's rightly named, and he's also a thief and a snitch. He's outlived his minor usefulness. Take care of him, and then we can leave Sidna Mine for good. Remember, it was the Nords who locked you up.
Jarl decided I was too much of a problem. Threw me in here with the Forsworn. I got locked. What? No! No, don't kill me! Please! Do your work!
You serve your time. Prison's not so bad.
Until next time.
What do you think you're doing? I think you're bleeding! God, no! Is that your best? Huh? Victory is yours! I submit!
My eyes inside Sigma Mine tell me that Madanach is dead. You've done a great service to the Silver Blood family. I've had the Jarl officially pardon you and take care of a few other loose ends. Yes, you're innocent. As innocent as anyone can be in this city. I guess we also owe you something for locking you up. Here, your family's ring, and everything the guards confiscated from you. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a mine that needs new workers to fill. The Silver Bloods pay their debts. You have my...
The sisters are I'm sorry, the Temple of Dibella is closed. You can receive your blessing if you wish, but the other sisters are in seclusion. The sisters are communing with Dibella. They can't be disturbed. You'll have to come back another time. The sisters are communing with Dibella. They can't be disturbed. You'll have to come back and... The sisters are communing with Dibella. They can't be disturbed. You'll have to come back another time. Dibella, guide us. I'm sorry. The Temple of Dibella is closed. You can receive your blessing if you wish, but the other sisters...
Your name's been cleared by Dona Silverblood. Consider yourself lucky. Lightly armored means lighter. Feet.
I'll be damned. Someone who actually escaped Sigma Mine.
You want to cut of innocent?
Holmes. I said Holmes, you backbiter. Give it. What is there to know? It's in the temple, you bring it up. Give it to me quickly, before they... Here's your share. Nicely done.
And just what do you think you're doing? Unfortunately for you, we don't allow men into the inner sanctum. You have committed a breach and must pay the penalty. Normally, a quick death. Luckily for you, there are more pressing matters. We could make an example of you, but perhaps you could be put to better use. The ceremony you so rudely interrupted was the exalted protocol of the Dibellan Sibyl. I don't expect you to know what that means. Suffice to say that our Sibyl was recently lost to us. Through the protocol, we have seen the home of the next Sibyl, to the north in a small village pressed against the stone. If you can travel there and retrieve our young Sibyl, your transgression will be forgiven. We believe the place in our vision to be Karthwasten. Now move quickly. The girl must be brought to the temple as soon as possible. The Sibyl of Dibella spends her entire life in direct communion with the goddess. From the time she's a little girl to the moment she expires, she is a direct connection with the Heavenly Mother. From her reverie, we know the mind of our God. We have had a vision of the next Sibyl, living in a village to the north. She must be brought to the temple for her reverie to begin. We prefer not to announce that the Sibyl has died until we can introduce the new one. People like to know that we're connected to the goddess. It's considered a great honor for the family. Their daughter will never know hardship, and the goddess blesses them with great bounty. Have you heard of the blessing of Dibella? It can help you with the wooing of women if that's your aim. Or give you strength if you happen to offend one. Typically, we avoid bestowing it upon men, but for the Sibyl's escort, we could make an exception. Now, if you'll excuse me.
What are you hiding, priest?
I'm not hiding anything. It's closed for a reason.
Typical Imperial lies. First, you take away Talos. Now you're keeping us from seeing our honored dead? You and the Jarl will answer for any desecration of my ancestors' bodies.
That's enough, Thongvor. We're done. If it's about the Hall of the Dead, no, you can't go in there. I can't talk about it. Rest assured, the Jarl hears everyone's concerns. You will be able to visit the dead again soon. All right? I was going to suggest the Jarl hire someone to sort this mess out anyway. We've discovered that some of the dead have been eaten. Flesh has been chewed off. Bones were snapped to get at the marrow inside. We haven't caught anyone or anything yet. It's like it knows when I'm there. If you can get to the bottom of this, the priesthood of Arcade will reward you. Take my key, and be careful. Tread lightly in the hall.
You're here to see the Jarl. No sudden moves. Halt! The Dwemer Museum isn't open to anyone without the court wizard's permission. Because Cal Silmore doesn't want anyone to go in. He runs the museum. He makes the rules. You have a problem with that? Go talk to him. You'll find him in front of the ruins during the day, just down the tunnel.
You there. You another Imperial puppet? Answer me. There's a war on and you don't know what I'm talking about. The Empire is destroying everything Skyrim. Jarl Igmund can refuse to see me all he wants. The Silverblood family will be heard. That's a true Nord hero. A legend. He founded the Empire, and now they've turned their back on him. To appease the elves. Elves. We own Sidna Mine, best prison in Skyrim, and source of half the wealth in this city. We keep the Reach safe. We flood Markarth with wealth. But does the Jarl listen to us when we want to say? No. He's busy forgetting that Ulfric Stormcloak saved this city from the Forsworn. Ulfric's a hero, not a damn criminal. They started the Great War, nearly destroyed the Imperial city. Now, the elves dictate everything we do, and they don't want us acknowledging a mere human like Talos as the god he is. He used the Thu'um, shouted those Forsworn from the walls. Then he led a band of Nord warriors in to take the city, just like Talos himself at the Battle of Old Hroldan, reclaiming the Reach from those heroes.
As his housecarl, Igmund's security is my chief concern.
Don't bother with Tacitus. Useless.
I'm Gor's assistant.
All right.
I help him with the court.
I'm Igmund's uncle. Oh, yes. Thank you. Here you go. Some gold for your assistance and your discretion.
You have the honor of addressing a member of the Thalmor. Bastard. As if this craggy wretch of a city could give birth to a superiorly bred mer such as myself. I was sent here to lead the Thalmor's interests in this corner of Skyrim. It's my mission to root out all Talos worship in this city. It's a religious matter. The Thalmor do not recognize Talos as a god. He was only a man, and does not deserve a place in our pantheon. The Empire has agreed to accept our beliefs, and its citizens have a responsibility to cease their heretical worship. You're awfully inquisitive, aren't you? I like that. Perhaps you'd care to solve a little problem I'm having. Ogmund the Scout. He's old, respected, and I know for a fact that he worships Talos in his home. But the Jarl has been hesitant to call for his arrest. I want you to break into his home and find evidence.
Old Dwarven city underneath the keep. The shoeing cell. Best steer clear if you... I know your kind, party always sneaking about.
By killing Madanak, you freed Markarth from his hidden tyranny. On behalf of the city, I thank you. Yes, I know. We have some advantages if they come here. The city is built into the mountainside, so it's hard to reach into, even from the skies. And everything is made of stone, even the beds. We'll have no trouble from Dragon's Fire here. It all started here, this rebellion. When the Empire lost the Reach during the Great War, we became desperate. We promised a group of Nord militia free worship in exchange for their help retaking the war. Then the elves found out. We were forced to arrest all of them. Ulfric Stormcloak, their leader, used the whole thing as proof that the Empire had abandoned Skyrim. The rebels called it the Markarth Incident. It was the founding day for the Stormcloaks, and where this war really started. The White Gold Concordat, our treaty with the elves after the Great War, forbids free worship of Talos. But that's what we promised Ulfric and his men. It seems foolish looking back, but at the time we were hoping the elves wouldn't find out. So when they did find out, it was either we arrest Ulfric and the militia, or enter into yet another war with the Aldmeri Dominion. The choice was clear, and now Ulfric threatens the thinly veiled peace we sacrificed so much for. When the Aldmeri Dominion invaded the Imperial City, the Legion all but turned a blind eye to the other provinces. Many of the disgruntled natives of the Reach used the opportunity to depose the Empire and founded what they called an independent kingdom. It was little more than a chaotic uprising, but the Reach was removed from Imperial authority for 2 years before it was reclaimed. But the leaders of the uprising refused our offers of peace. They fled into the hills and became the Forsworn. I don't know you, and I don't... But if you're willing to work, and you prove to be reliable, I might deem you worthy to live here. My steward will handle things from there. Are you a sellsword? I don't like your kind. No honor, no loyalty, unreliable. But I can't turn away a potential ally in these times. Let's see if you're better than a common mercenary. My scouts have tracked down one of the Forsworn leaders, hiding out in their blood-soaked camps. Deal with them. We will see. I want no mercy for those Forsworn. Understand?
Don't mind the dogs. They get anxious when they haven't had dinner.
What are you doing here? The excavation site is closed. I don't need any more workers or guards. I told you I'm not hiring any more guards. Why do you people always bother me when I'm trying to finish my research? You idiot! Do you even know who I am? The most recognized scholar on the Dwemer in all of Tamriel. And you people keep bothering me. I'm sorry, I got too excited. I'm in the middle of some very stressful work, and I shouldn't have yelled. How can I help you? Oh, that's right. I keep forgetting to pick that up. Poor Kira. Such a patient woman. Now, you're supposed to get something for your trouble, aren't you? How about some gold? People seem to like that, I notice. Correct. It's a private place where I can catalog my research. Occasionally, the Jarl will come in and have questions, but that's thankfully rare. I'll let you in if you agree to something for me. There's a giant spider in the Chuan Zell. My workers call her Nimhi, the poisoned one. If you deal with Nimhi, I'll let you into both the excavation site and my Dwemer museum. What do you say? Enthusiasm. Good. Here's the key to the dig site. Spells and incantations for those with the talent to cast them. Yes, their history and culture is all around us in Markarth, a race of stonecutters, artisans, and engineers. They invented machines and built elaborate underground cities where they researched powers to rival the gods themselves. And then, at a time we are still not sure when, they disappeared. The whole people, all at once, leaving behind only their works. I was beginning to lose faith that any help would come. You see, I've been thinking about Feline quite a bit. You know Feline? Well, suffice to say she is resplendent, but not without resolve. Striking in all senses. The trouble is that I can't seem to speak around her. My mouth goes dry, and I start to shake. I could never hope to approach her. That's the trouble. I know Feline from the keep, but I have no idea what sorts of things she likes. It's not a simple matter. I could offend her fairly easily by bringing up the wrong subject. I've seen it happen before. There is one, Ingvar. He's quite popular with the ladies. Thankfully, Feline is not quite his type. But they've been friends for some time, and he may have some ideas. Please, ask him what she likes. It's my only chance. I have things to study, to protect my research, for one. And the excavations into Nichuan Zell are dangerous. Dwemer machines and traps still function, even
I'm
after
Calsamo's
thousands of
nephew.
years.
I help him around the laboratory.
Oh, goodbye.
Don't let my uncle go on about his theories. He'll be here all night.
What is it, Argonian?
Not many would walk blindly into a crypt, smelling of steel and blood, but not fear. I feel the hunger inside of you, gnawing at you. You see the dead, and your mouth grows wet. Your stomach growls. It's all right. I will not shun you for what you are. Stay. I will tell you everything you have forgotten. You were young when you first tasted human flesh, weren't you? A brother or sister had died? An accident, of course. Then the hunger set in. Curiosity. What's the harm in just one bite? It's okay now. You found a friend who understands you. You can let go of your guilt. A lot of our kind block out the memory of their first meal. The shame is too much. But you don't need to hide anymore. Namira, the Lady of Decay, accepts you for what you are. She has a place for us where we can sate our appetites without judgment. It's inside Reachcliff Cave, but the dead have stirred from their slumber recently, and I was forced here. Meet me there. We'll fight our way to Namira's embrace together. Until then, tell the people of Markarth that their dead won't be disturbed anymore. We have bigger plans ahead. Not here. We will meet at Reachcliff Cave.
You've returned. What happened in the Hall of the Dead? Divines preserve you. You're a hero. We'll reopen the hall right away. Here, take my amulet as a reward. Okay.
To oblivion. Need me to carry something? Lead, I'll follow. To oblivion. Need me to carry something? Lead, I'll follow.
Die! Yeah!
Oblivion. Need me to carry something? Lead, I'll follow.
I'm
I
Calselmo's
have
nephew.
things to study.
I help
What
him
is
around
it?
the laboratory.
You have my gratitude. As promised, here's the key to the Dwemer Museum. Mind the displays. Some of them are quite fragile. Let's see. Ah, so that's what happened to Stauben. Unfortunately, sometimes the stone of scholarship is built on the foundation of death. Here, I usually pay researchers for their work when they emerge from the ruins, but they won't be needing it anymore. I had you figured for a mage. What? Oh, goodbye.
You should see that orc over there, understood? Have him fortress.
Just turn around and leave the city. What? Why? Are you interested? Calcelmo, is he interested in Faline? That sly old codger. I should have guessed. Good for him. For the both of them. Between you and me, she could use a bit of warmth. As for what she might like, I didn't tell you this. Faline likes to act tough, but she really has a soft spot for, of all things, poetry. You know, I took some classes at the Bard's College as a youth. Poems come in handy when wooing. There's a poem I once used on an older lady of Rorikstead. I can change it to be about Faline, if you've got some gold. Are you prepared to receive my golden words? Come back when you got the gold, then. Are you prepared to receive? Wonderful. I'll write it out so you won't forget it. You should probably just take this directly to Faline. Wouldn't want the old ice brain stumbling over the words. Just turn around and... What? Why? Are you... Calc... Between you... As... I didn't... You know, there's a poem I once used on an older lady of Rorikstead. Are you prepared to receive... Come back when you got the gold, then.
Good to see Skyrim still has such fine people. You give an old man...
Break the law in Markarth.
Huh? Are you prepared to receive... Wonderful. You should probably just take this directly to Faline. Wouldn't want the old ice brain stuff.
You! Who are you to approach the Jarl of Markarth? Very well. You may approach the mournful throne, but watch your words.
Calcelmo? What about him? Think of him.
He's an odd little man, always poking around the rooms and wasting time in his museum. Seems friendly enough, obviously intelligent. Why do you ask? What? You're out of your mind. That old coot's more interested in dead dwarf. Don't talk such rot. Please, stop wasting my time. You're embarrassing yourself. As his... Pardon me? I'm not sure what this is all about. This is lovely. Calsalmo wrote this? About me? I never knew he had such feeling in him. Clearly, I've never even thought of him in that manner. I wish that I was as skilled with words as he. Here, take in this letter. I may not be as eloquent as he is, but I hope he understands.
The Tholmor know how to deal with talents.
Got to thinking. Maybe I'm the Dragonborn. Don't know it yet.
I have things to study. This is more than I could have hoped for. Have you really done this for me? I have to see her. Please excuse me. What? Oh, goodbye.
I'm Calsalmo's nephew. I help him around the laboratory.
Be careful. Pauline,
Shh. It's all right. You don't need to say any more. I had no idea you were so nuanced.
I love you.
So I hear. Come here, you.
The artifacts I've discovered in the Shuan cell.
You're someone who can get things done. I like that.
Yes, yes,
I've got a lot of respect for the Restoration School. Skyrim could use a lot more healers.
I'm Igmund's uncle, as well as...
You speak to Igmund, son of Oroth. Be careful. Disrespect the law. And you disrespect me. What is it?
The Tholmor know how to deal with Ah, there we have it. This will be all I need. I would like to personally thank you on behalf of myself and the Tholmor for your assistance. Here, for your work. Until next time.
Something out there. Now you die. It's nothing.
Thank the divines. Let's move. I'm ever so grateful. Please give my regard to the rest of the companions.
Here. Everyone's been talking about you. The guards will have to answer for throwing an innocent person in Sidna Mine. Oh, there it is. This little goldy light is going to keep us afloat for a while. Thank you. Oh, a bit of this and a bit of that. Come back whenever you need something.
Ah, what are you hunting? Never mind. I don't want to know. Thank you very much for your business.
Come to me with questions. I know our history. What brings you to me?
So I hear. You brought honor to the companions and yourself.
Skjor was looking for you before. Talk to him before doing anything else.
I've been tending to the warriors of your Vaskir for as long as I can remember.
Ah, there you are. Yes, I have something a little different planned this time. But it's not for everyone to hear. Meet me in the Underforge tonight. We will speak more. I forget that you've never seen it. Beneath the Skyforge, where Eorland works, the door is hidden. But I will show you the way. I'll take my leave then.
I've heard you may actually be strong.
Will be joining us shortly. Once she's inside, we can follow. Are you prepared? Here's all you need to know. Your Vaskir is the oldest building in Whitewood. Skyforge was here long before it was. And the Underforge taps an ancient magic that is older than men or elves. We bring you here to make you stronger, new blood. Now let's move. We do this in secret because Kodlak is too busy trying to throw away this great gift we've been granted. He thinks we've been cursed. We've been blessed. How can something that gives this kind of prowess be a curse? So we take matters into our own hands. To reach the heights of the Companions, you must join with us in the shared blood of the wolf. Are you prepared to join your spirit with the beast world, friend? That is your choice. We will not force you. But to join the circle, your blood must be as ours. Meet us here when you're ready. Until next time.
I'm sorry, but until you own a home with a room for your children, I can't allow you to adopt anyone.
Oh, what happened?
Make it quick. Come back when you're ready to speak. Are you serious? The war is tearing the land. If I were you, I'd pack up and get out of here before you end up in... They'd stop at nothing to take your last bit of food if... The Ratway's too good a place for that scum. There are ruined sewer tunnels beneath the city. If I were you, I'd keep my feet dry and stay up here.
If you're looking for a handout, we want to speak with my husband.
What are you doing that for? How can a humble servant of Talos... I trained our daughter Lily as a healer to one day tend the when the fighting began over the white gold concordat. She ran off. She died out there, only having tended to the wounded soldiers for a few months. We never... He's the protector of man, and despite the Imperials and their... A devout Nord would rather fall in battle and have his blood spill upon... Talos is part of our culture. To suddenly have all that wrenched away. The Empire already took my daughter from us. But by Talos, they will not take our home. Talos preserve you.
What is it you seek, my child? The goddess smiles at your efforts, child. You have seen the young, fickle love of youth. There is one final aspect we wish for you to explore. Take this symbol of Mara. She will guide you to the wandering souls of two whose love was so great that their entwinement binds them to Mara. If you wish to make a donation to her benevolence, speak to Maramal and ensure your true love will endure.
Something I can help with, or do you just want to talk?
Back from a job,
If
huh?
you want...
Hope it went well.
Up to no good, are we? I'll teach you, but it'll cost you. Up to no good, are we? I'll teach you, but it'll cost you.
Pull up a seat. If you don't watch it, I may actually start to respect you. Job well done. The only
Well,
way this guild
you done or what?
continue to grow
Get
is by
arrested, it's on
taking
your
extra
head.
work.
So,
Welcome to the
you're
co- Why don't you take a look at some of my merchandise and we'll see what kind of deal we can make. Until next time.
Working at the Riften Fishery is tough.
Still have quite a bloody good time in. Yeah, sure. Keep this up,
Out
and
with
you'll
it.
be
So,
rich enough to
Time is money.
retire before you know it.
Protege, eh?
Good luck.
Don't look like much to me.
Things have been a lot worse around here since Ulfric took over.
Good to see you again.
Don't be so sure of that. We've intercepted couriers from Solitude. The Empire's putting a...
Hail, companion.
I do the cooking and cleaning around the palace.
I mostly deal with petty thievery and drunken brawls. Been too long since we've had a good bandit raid.
Hey, watch it!
My heart goes out to Clan Shield. Kin murdered, family.
He knows that. They all know that.
How long are you going to wait?
You think I need to send Bolgraf a stronger message?
If by message you mean shoving a sword through his gullet.
Taking his city and leaving him in disgrace would make a more powerful statement, don't you think?
So we're ready to start this war in earnest then?
Soon.
I still say you should take them all out like you did dead King Torrig.
Torrig was merely a message to the other Jarls. Whoever we replace them with will need the support of our armies.
We're ready when you are.
Things hinge on Whiterun.
And let them die with their false kings.
We've been soldiers a long time. We know the price of freedom. But people are still weighing things in their hearts.
What?
Disrespect the law, and you disrespect me.
If those Whiterun guards can take down a dragon, so can we.
Don't be so sure of that. We've intercepted couriers from Solitude. The Empire's putting a great deal of pressure on Whiterun.
And what would you have me do?
The Stormcloaks of the Jarl has put out a bounty on the dragon that's been terrorizing the countryside. Here, take a look at this decree for details.
My cousin's out fighting dragons, and what do I get? Guard duty.
Whatever you've heard I can do, if Ulfric... Mind what or who you practice this on.
He knows that. They all know that.
How long are you going to wait?
I used to be an adventurer like
You
you.
think I need to
Then I
send
took an arrow
Bolgraf
in
a
the knee.
stronger message?
Maybe you've seen masts sticking out of the water to the northeast. That would be the wreck of the Winter War.
Is that Lady Mara's amulet? I'm shocked a fine person like you isn't married already. Need me to carry something? Lead? I'll...
I'm searching for my Fenric. He was marching with Yukor's men. I've turned over every body. Please help me look. He has a bright red. Are you a fool? Look at the bodies around you. Come. He must be here somewhere.
Rookie? Where is she? We're expected to fight there tomorrow. Jukur elected to camp here for the night. I don't like it. Our fires are visible for miles. We're in a low valley. Sitting duck. If she's come this far from home, it must be important. Lead on. I just need to report back to camp by sunrise.
Fenric, you're alive.
Of course I am. What brings you here?
I had heard that Yukar's men were wiped out. I came to find you.
But that battle isn't expected until tomorrow. Rookie, what's going on?
I'm so confused. What's happening?
It doesn't matter. I'm here. We're together now. And we will be forever.